Y'all was hating on me. Y'all was hating on me. Y'all wasn't out siggity. Y'all was not out siggity. Y'all was not out siggity when this Biggie was out. Y'all was not out siggity. Y'all was not out. Ah, yeah. Where y'all was at? Oh, baby, baby. Oh. All right, let me turn that off, but they going on and mess up my video. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel, where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. Listen, happy March 9th. Happy March 9th. Happy March 9th. The only Christopher that we acknowledge is Wallace. Happy March 9th, ladies and gentlemen. I know it is absolutely positively gorgeous outside of New York City because everybody has been telling me that. And I was going to decide to postpone my live, but I said, no. That's what I did before, postpone my live because it was actually gorgeous outside. But no. The ball has to keep on rolling. You guys can watch the replay. You just won't be here for the live conversation. Okay. Excuse me. So I know you guys are surprised to see me. I was so thirsty waiting on Real Housewives of Atlanta that I should be more so focused on that, right? Yes. I am. I'm ready. I am going to be glued to the screen watching that and Married to Medicine tonight. But in any event, I was online early. I didn't have much energy to be looking at, my favorite, the neighborhood talks, but I got an opportunity to do so today. And I'm last night. And I'm looking. And I'm like, wow, a lot of things took place within the last couple of days. And then I realized a lot of those things that took place were male-centered. I have to get me some new glasses. Y'all won't believe how I was in King's Plaza yesterday, and I actually could have picked up my prescription and totally for freaking God. Hey, Tiff, totally for freaking God. My nosy ass neighbor, do not forget to hit the thumbs up on this video. I have to get my prescription for my glasses, but y'all don't know my glasses on my babies. They just so raggedy. I sleep in them now. I'm so wrong. All right. But anyway, like I said, so many of the fellas was in the headlines. The fellas were in their feelings this weekend. So I said, okay, since the fellas are in the headlines and I'm always talking about the ladies, let me jump on their ass and see what they got going on Lit at 6 today. So I'm not going to keep you guys past an hour because I have to get my dinner prep because I have to be in front of that screen where Real Housewives of Atlanta drop tonight, honey. I ain't watched no trailers or nothing because that's how thirsty I am to see what the new season is hitting for, right? So take a sip of my little water. Also, hopefully you guys tuned in because I did do my video. I promise y'all, and I did it this past week, about my 60-day manifestation cleanse / fast I'm on. And today, wow, today's day 6. Today is day 6. Tomorrow will make a week that I've been on it. Today was my first day exercising. I felt really good. I'm just tired. I've been dozing all day, but I've been fighting it because I'm like, no, I'm going to sleep tonight, right? But I'm excited. I'm sober and celibate. And I am that until May 3rd. Okay, so let's get into these hot topics, all right? Because I was like, what's going on? I want to start off with one of the ones that I've seen everybody talking about online, which is Stephen A. Smith versus LeBron James. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know much about the reality of either one, right? But I did get kind of the gist of what took place. And I listened to what Stephen A. Smith said. I want you guys to hear his apology. Well, not apology. I want you guys to hear his explanation about what took place between him and LeBron when he approached him courtside. So let you guys listen, and then we'll talk about it from there. Because I mean, I ain't got a dog in the fight, right? But let's see. First, let me go over here and put these two lovely feathers up on the screen. First things first, I Papa freaks all the honeys. Y'all was hating on me. Y'all wasn't outside. Big March 9th. Y'all was not out siggity. Yes. So let's go here. And let's listen to what Stephen they had.
Some people just know they could save hundreds of insurance, but you know, pay first.
Hurry. This is not it, baby. Sorry, you guys.
You know something I was looking forward to today? And you know what I was looking forward to?
No, this is not it. Sorry, you guys.
Welcome to First Take on this Feel Good Friday. Thank you for being with us. Obviously, Stephen A., an incredible game last night in LA. You were in the building, and we'll get to what that means for the Lakers and Knicks in just a moment. But I say there was a moment in the game that we want to address.
They're showing a picture of this is actually picture.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly, I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours because I had no intention, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable, and that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father. And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. Ari Emanuel, the head of William Morris Endeavor, one of the agencies that represents me, along with Larry David, was sitting courtside. I was with them for the game. And he walked right up to me and he said what he had to say. And apparently he feels like I was slighting his son. Now let me tell you what I feel. What I would have said if we were in a different environment, because I was not going to engage in a confrontation at that particular moment in that setting. But if we had that conversation, I would have said to LeBron James, I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you, meaning you, LeBron James. I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he flourishes into an NBA star. Usually in other sports, we see all-stars, and on occasion, we'll see their children become stars as well. That doesn't really happen with the NBA. I sincerely hope he's the exception. By all accounts, he's a wonderful kid. And I don't know anybody who roots against him, and it certainly isn't me. But in the same breath, at the time that we were talking about him, he was percolating to such a degree that the Bronny James stories had gone viral. So we had to talk about it. And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't talking about Bronny James because my attitude is he's a rookie. It's going to take some time for him to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with JJ Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad, because LeBron James has been on the record, and he has said, and I'll read the quote here. There was a quote that he gave in February of 2024. The work and results will ultimately do talking, no matter what decides. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what mock drafts say. He just works, earned, not given, etc., etc. But he also had said,
some people disagree.
Come on with the dog on ads. Sorry, you guys. Sorry about that. That's ghetto. All state, please. Come on.
what does it feel like to step into
They cannot be serious.
Son could play on the Lakers right now, and he was better than half the dudes in the NBA. In the aftermath of all of that, he instructed everybody before the draft that y'all want me, draft Bronny. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I'll do whatever it takes to play with my son for a year. It's not about the money at that point. My point months ago was that because of who you are, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, in my estimation, there's an immense amount of pressure that comes with that for his son. And when he talked like that, and what have you, anything that goes awry as it pertains to his son, there's going to be a microscopic eye, even more intensified, on Bronny James because of his debt. And that's when I was talking about, come on, man, this is the situation that you're putting him in. That's where I was coming from. I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did, for me to be a father of 2 daughters, for me to know what fathers, how much love fathers have for their children, and to hear what he had to say, it was all about his son. It was almost as if he was saying, you know, you and I, because he and I don't necessarily vibe, it's high and by, we keep it moving. Neither of us lose sleep over it. And it's been that way for years. But it was like he was saying, keep that between me and you. Almost as if he was thinking that anything that I said about Bronny was a result of him. And in that situation, again, I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was really, really talking about him because of the position that Bronny was in. But I really understood where he was coming from. He was very, very upset. I could tell. He could have called me. I'd have came to see him. I'd have had a conversation with him. He could have been just as upset face-to-face, man-to-man, as opposed to being courtside at the game. I had no idea that everybody saw it until I woke up this morning. But it is what it is. In the end, like I said, you know, I as a father.
Okay, we don't gotta go through all that. All right. You know what this boils down to. And I don't watch Stephen A. Smith enough to know I don't watch Stephen A. Smith at all. Let's be honest and let's be clear. I don't watch Stephen A. Smith at all, right? And that's because I don't watch sports really, right? So I can't say, right? But I will say this. The little bit of times that I've heard some of the things that Stephen A. Smith did say, I think Stephen A. Smith and I may have, I hate to say it, we may have a similar way of the way we think and handle situations. And the reason why I say that is because everything that Stephen A. Smith just said to me made absolute sense logically, right? Logically, everything he said made sense. The issue comes in is that parents are not dealing with logic when they're thinking about their young person and their children. You know, and I'll take it a step further, even me as an auntie, right? When it comes down to logic, hey, Steph, my nosy neighbor, when it comes down to my nieces and nephews, I'm not logically thinking about, oh, you know, or we have to know right here in these moments what. No, I'm thinking about what's going to affect them and how it's going to make them feel. And I think what Stephen A. Smith said was 100% right. I just think that LeBron LeBron James also has a right to feel away because it's his kid. You know, I wonder now, because I remember feeling so proud that Bronny was drafted and seeing this generational collaboration on the court, and I was so excited about that. But now I'm starting to wonder, was this a good idea? And again, I can't say if I know Bronny wants to play ball that bad, or if he just, wants to fulfill, some longing he has to be his dad. Because one thing I do know is that you can't set your young people up for failure, right? Who you want them to be is one thing, who they actually are and who they want to be is another. So I kind of, in a sense, feel bad because I feel like Stephen A. and LeBron both have an excellent point and they both make sense from the standpoints that they're coming from, but they can never find common ground with one another coming from those standpoints. As a father, I don't want you saying a motherfucking thing about my son. I don't care what job you have to do. And as a journalist, I don't give a fuck about you being sensitive about your kid because I got a motherfucking job to do. So once again, it makes sense in both regards, right? I'm not trying to take away from it. It definitely makes sense where both men are coming from. It's just I don't know if they'll ever get to see a middle ground. And I guess depending on the type of person you are, meaning if you're a parent, if you're not, if you're a person who's always into logical thinking, you'll pick whatever side that you need to. But I did like that Stephen A. Smith, he seemed very apologetic. If nothing else, he seemed apologetic. And I like that he was very clear and concise about saying, listen, I'm letting you know that what I'm saying about your kid is a reflection of you. This is not about the young person, brother. This is about you. And I can have that opinion on you, man to man, as a journalist, and you being into sports and entertainment. So, I mean, it's a slippery slope, but I get it. I get it. And I also can agree with with Stephen when he said, you didn't have to approach me courtside, because how I feel is, I feel like LeBron doesn't care about the whole journalist piece. He just feels like, don't say shit to my motherfucking kid. So therefore, I feel like that should have been a conversation off camera, just in case I got to slap the shit out you. Because right now, I'm not thinking about you being a journalist. So I'm not doing this professionally by just coming up to you and letting you know. That's the polite thing you do when you don't really, really want no smoke, because you know the position you're in and they're in. But if you don't give a damn about none of that, and it's smoke no matter what about your kid, then no, I'm not approaching you courtside, bitch. I'm going to wait till I see you in private and yoke your ass up and let you know you're going to watch your mouth or you're going to watch your back. So I don't know, LeBron, that might have been a tad bit performative, but hey, who knows? It can be whatever it needs to be when it comes down to your kids. I get it. Got it. Good. Right. So, okay. I watched. I saw people talking about it online, and I wanted to see what Stephen A. had to say back, because I know Stephen A. will pop some shit. He's known. I've seen him pop the shit. I remember they asked about Rihanna. He said, she ain't no Beyonce. Yeah, Stephen. So I was on my way from there. I actually had said I wanted to read his book, but I never even got a chance to purchase it. So I'm going to get around to that. But I mean, hey, that's that. So now it is another gentleman that what's so sad? I don't even want to really talk about this person, because I just think the level of stupidity that this person has reached, it irritates me. And you know what's crazy? I was watching this person's I was trying to keep up with this person's story, because according to the world, Tax Stone is who made podcasting a real thing for other people, right? That's all you hear. Nah, Tax had it on lock. Like 2016, Tax was the man, right? Now, I'm going to tell you how I know about Tax Stone, right? Not necessarily knew him, but where his name came up for me. A long time ago, how can I say this without offending anyone? So I know a young lady that is, I know a young lady, right? And I mean, because of the young lady's physical appearance, there can be times that she can be made fun of, right? So apparently she had a picture that went viral because Tax Stone had reposted it. and he was making fun of the picture. Somebody actually sent to me, and I'm like, how did this person's picture get all the way over here, and how is it going viral? And they said because Tax Stone is reposting it, so anything that he reposted at that time, I guess he was the man, so it was going viral. So anywho, I started hearing things about him from that originally, and then they started talking about how much he was a podcast guru. So I'm like, okay, well, let me see what that's about, because again, I'm going to get into podcasting. So I mean, for me personally, I don't know the gentleman personally. I never really cared for the personality from the first interview I saw him on, right? But I didn't have to. I don't know you. So, I mean, it was just like, oh, okay, God bless him. And then this whole Troy Ave situation unfolded. Lord knows I have tried my best to dissect this situation. And to be honest, I really, from the millions of pieces that I've been able to scale through, I kind of think, no shade, Tax Stone, I'm Team Troy Ave from the way it's explained, and then just his level of thinking. From what I hear, again, I'm just hearing this outside looking in. I probably would more be on the side of Troy Ave if ever asked my opinion. In any event, all of that nonsense went down back in, I think it was like 2016, at a concert in, who the fuck is that? Hold on, y'all, because they're gonna get barked on. Hold on. Ringing my motherfucking bell like that. I know you fucking lying. Oh, yeah. I think I'll take a picture real quick. Sure. Thanks so much. You too. Ghetto of it all, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all don't do me like that. I need to, maybe I'll do an unboxing because I get things delivered all the goddamn time. So anyway, oh, Lord have mercy. Anywho, they was talking about Tax Stone ended up having to plead guilty about everything that took place with him and Troy Ave, and he went to jail. I think he got 35 years. Anyway, he's sitting in jail rotting, and every time you look up, there is an interview with him. They talking about Troy Ave, and then Troy Ave making his rebuttals, and I really can't keep up with them too. What I did find interesting was this story. So the other day, I'm scrolling minding my business, and it says Tax Stone faces new contraband charges while serving 35-year prison sentence. Tax Stone, a once prominent hip-hop podcaster, is facing additional legal troubles while serving a 35-year prison sentence for his role in the fatal 2016 booming at Irving Plaza. The MDC inmate has been hit with new charges related to contraband. Oh, God. New charges related to contraband smuggling. Contraband smuggling. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York announced on March 6, 2025. Authorities allege that Tax Stone, whose real name is Darryl Campbell, worked alongside 5 other inmates to smuggle drugs, cigarettes, a scalpel, and other banned items into MDC between April and June 2024. The scheme reportedly involves inmates using a makeshift rope system to retrieve contraband from outside the facility. A press release from federal prosecutors detailed how recordings from an illegal cell phone captured Tax Stone explaining his method of throwing a line out of an MDC window, allowing an accomplice on the outside to attach contraband, which could then be pulled back inside. Tax, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. Tax Stone, you on that phone again? Again? If I'm not mistaken, during the trial, they had pulled up some phone calls that you made that kind of implemented you. Well, you know what? That explains a lot, because most men that are chatty patties have podcasts. Most men that are chatty patties have podcasts. So that explains a lot, because I do not understand. Well, they tell you when you pick up the fucking phone to make the call, this phone call is being recorded. Why are you talking about Lord? Authorities disrupted the plan on June 30th, 2024, when correctional officers intercepted a package tied to the rope. The confiscated items included Suboxone, a drug used to treat opioid addiction, marijuana, a scalpel, a phone charger, lighters, and cigarettes. If convicted on the new charges, Taxstone could have another 10 years added to his current prison sentence. Taxstone is one of the 8 inmates at MDC Brooklyn charged with contraband-related offenses. A former correctional officer is also accused of attempting to smuggle marijuana and cigarettes into the facility. Additionally, authorities have charged 16 more individuals, including an MS-13 gang associate, for offenses related to violent assaults and fraud inside MDC. Among the incidents after the investigation is the stabbing of Carl Jordan, one of the convicted killers of the hip-hop legend Jam Master Jay, on February 22nd, 2025. Jordan was attacked in a brutal brawl inside the prison, suffering multiple stab wounds. Federal prosecutors say 5 men, Brian Castro, Franklin Gillespie, Juan Lopez, Joensky Nunes, Hugo Rodriguez, and Elvis Trejo. Oh, everybody Spanish? Okay, got it. Have been charged with assault for their role in the attack. According to the official report, the men approached another inmate armed with weapons and began chasing and stabbing him. The victim, believing to be Jordan, was stabbed 18 times and required hospitalization. The attack resulted in over 20 inmates requiring medical assessments, at least 5 inmates hospitalized, and 10 inmates sustaining stab or slash wounds. What the hell is going on? In 2023, Taxstone was convicted of manslaughter, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon for his involvement in the deadly shooting 2016, the deadly 2016 shooting at Irving Plaza during the T.I. concert. The shooting resulted in the death of Troy Ave's bodyguard, Ronald Banger McFadder, and injuries to Troy Ave himself, who was shot in both legs. 2 other concert goers, a man and a woman, Maggie Carey, I remember, were also seriously wounded during the altercation. Taxstone, who has maintained his innocence, previously vowed to appeal his conviction. However, with these new contraband charges, his legal battles appear far from over. Good news. The bodyguard who was unalive, Troy Ave's bodyguard, Ronald Banger McFadder, his nephews, the McFadders, they went to the school that I worked in and graduated. So God bless them young men. They were nice young men too. I actually got a chance to meet the father, who's the brother of this young man who was murdered in that whole situation. Taxstone, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I really would like to know, like, what is going on? What is going on? Because you have 35 years for a crime that you claim that you did not commit. And then according to you, you want to go and appeal his case, but then you're catching new charges. What is going on? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This makes no sense. And see, you know, I'm not going to go down the whole black man road about, you know, then people start saying that the world is holding it on them and picking on them and bothering them, but then they doing dumb shit like this, you know. So I'm confused. I don't know. And my other thing about this too, right? I hear a lot of celebrities talk about, you know, him and all the respect that they have for him and the relationship they built with him and yada, yada, yada. So to have to be doing all these illegal things, it sounds like it's being done for money. Nobody's helping to take care of Taxstone. I remember at one point the young lady, Star Brim, I think she was in connection with him, but she's also back incarcerated. So I don't think that, you know what? Okay, moving right along. I want to talk about Dr. Umar. Now, I don't know who gives a fuck about Dr. Umar, but it seriously is not me. I have seen him up there yelling and hooting and hollering. I ain't have Dr. Umar to fucking think about. But apparently he raised enough people. He can ruffle enough people's feathers, and whatever he has to talk about, people, I guess, want to hear because they listen to him. I don't pay Dr. Umar no fucking mind. All I see him do is yell about people dating snow bunnies. I don't have him to think about, but it seems like something, all of his righteous talk may have came back to bite him, because it says Dr. Umar responds to deadbeat father claims by alleged daughter. Dr. Umar Johnson is at the center of a family dispute after a young woman claiming to be his daughter took to social media to air grievances about his alleged parents. And Steph said, you know, once they get locked up, out of sight, out of mind. No, Stephanie, oh wait, hold on, Dr. Umar. Let's go back to what Steph said. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And when you try to tell these people that this is what happened, they looking at you like you have 5 heads. 5 heads. From young men to grown men. I have this conversation so often and nobody pays me any attention. I said, listen to me. You are a homeboy. You are a friend. You are a bestie. You are a lover. You are all of those things when you're right here in front of my face. But when you are no longer present, you think people won't have time to be keeping up with what you got going on, where you are? No. No. And in all fairness, I think it's 2 things about that, right? I think life is happening for people on the outside and they do have things that they need to do. And then you have the other subset of people that just feel like, I don't want to hear that shit once you're not around. I do not want to hear that shit once you're not around. Whatever you did for me back then and with me and all that bullshit is null and void. You're not here now. You know, and that sounds harsh, but it's very real. So working in a transfer high school, I've always shared that with my young people. I've always been transparent. I said that could even happen even after you've been, God forbid, unalived. You become a person on a t-shirt. That's it. Nobody don't go by your mother's house every week and check on her and take the garbage out. Nobody does things for your family that you would have done if you were here because they're no longer thinking about you. You're now a memory. And you're probably only a memory that's brought up when somebody else bring you up because they done forgot all about you. That is almost the same thing with incarceration. You know, I have had this conversation time and time again. This is disgusting because you do still hear celebrities and podcasts and all these other things. They're still interviewing Taxstone. I just seen a recent interview. I think it couldn't have been no more than a couple of months old. So you're still doing interviews. You're not telling them that you want to be paid for these interviews. And then another thing too is, what is this whole mindset that when you go to the jailhouse, when you get there, your biggest accomplishment is to be the new kingpin in there. So you start doing shit like this. It's stupid and it's immature. Grow up. Does anybody want to do a bit? No. Do folks want to do a bit alone? No. Do you want to do a bit broke? No. Nobody wants to do life alone and broke. But you know, when you put yourself in certain circumstances, you got to be able to stand in that shit. And sometimes that's what it requires for you to learn the lesson. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell Taxstone. I ain't never knew what was going on with the whole Troy app. I hate that situation. Every time I hear the story, I be like, oh my God, Lord. It's just so mind-boggling. So wait a minute. Back to Dr. Nut-ass Umar. Like, again, I don't have Dr. Umar to think about. So I don't really know what he does, when he does it, and why he does it. I just know that, again, every time I look up, he's up there screaming about how people are interrupting the Black bloodline. It's just all these things that I just don't have time for. And he was building a school somewhere, but the school hasn't opened yet, and all this nonsense. So it says, Dr. Umar Johnson is at the center of a family dispute after a young woman claiming to be his daughter took to social media to air her grievances about his alleged parenting. And I'm guessing this is a huge story because he claims to be like the pro-Black man. And of course, that would entail you taking care of your children, right? Anywho, the woman named Nisa recently posted on Instagram, posted an Instagram video alleging that Johnson had been absent from her life, failing to attend significant milestones like birthdays and graduation. Excuse me, oh, that worked out for me. Excuse me, birthdays and graduations. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important. No graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life, she claimed. Again, I am not making this video to bash him. I am making this video to state facts. Her main concern, however, is not to reconcile with the controversial Pan-Africanist figure, but to find another alleged sibling who she says is also the daughter of Johnson. She claimed that when she inquired about her sibling, he refused to provide any information. The activist, who boasts 1 million followers on Instagram, wasted no time firing back at the unsettling allegations. In a since deleted post, deleted, okay. In a since deleted post, Johnson dismissed Nisa's claims, accusing her of using his name for clout, trying to build your streamer's struggles off my back, coming up out of nowhere, acting like you have been looking for me. He wrote, "Get Mama Smurf. I will have my white man paperwork. But when can we do this sit down? Been paying child support since you came out the womb. Deadbeat who?" Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dr. Umar, why are you saying she's using your name for clout when you are actually the father and all you, according to you, have been doing is paying child support? She said you were absent, not broke. Anywho, while the multi-hyphenate educator did not deny their relationship outright, he made it clear in another Instagram post that he would only address the matter privately, emphasizing that any further conversation should include Nisa's mother. Oh, so now this has to be private. Oh, wow, Dr. Umar. This part, okay. Nisa needs to keep the same energy and bring her mother to the table. He captioned a post of his developing Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I think that's the school he's supposed to be opening. I am sure the truth will be revealed if all three of us are present together. I have absolutely nothing to hide, and I still have all of my family court paperwork in case any lies are told. Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar, your family court papers. Why are you not in the girl life? Oh my God. Meanwhile, Nisa continued updating her followers on her search for her alleged half-sister. In another TikTok, she claimed to have successfully connected with the other daughter's mother and will be contacting her. I just got off the phone with Dr. Umar's other daughter's mother, and she just told me that that's her daughter, she claims. So yes, y'all, I'm going to talk to her and call her when she gets out of school. Dr. Umar, why do you have your court documentation and your child support payments only? Why don't you have any participation in anything that goes on with the little girl outside of court documents and legal documentation? You are a deadbeat, Dr. Umar. You are. That's exactly what the fuck that is. Fathers don't only send money. That's not what dads do. They show up for their children. So Dr. Umar, if she is telling the truth, technically you are a fucking deadbeat. I have all my court documents. No, sweetie. Where's your evidence that you're actually participating in this young lady's life and not just sending money? People is crazy. Stephanie said, that is going to be Anthony Edwards' daughter when she grows up. I heard a little bit about that story, Steph. Refresh my memory. Tiffany said he's everything he talked about. Yes, and see, that's what kills me because, oh my God, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, y'all, because I just was having this conversation, right? And I was telling somebody else, I was like, I don't know. Okay, then we'll go here. Let's go here for a minute. The conversation about the podcast, tonight's conversation came up. Now, let me say this, right? I have never watched tonight's conversation. When I tell you I have gotten 3 million invitations to a live show, I have got sent their videos and told me I need to watch, yada, yada, yada. It's crazy how conversations segue. I am a person that I'm very intuitive and my spirit of discernment is very, very high, right? So I know people say things like, well, I don't think you should base things off your feelings. That does not work for me. I base everything off my feelings. If I get it, I just gave this example earlier to a friend. I said, let me tell y'all something, right? And this is a situation that really could happen. This is how much I follow my feelings, which is my instinct, right? Somebody, like, say I could get married, right? And then I get pregnant, right? And then the baby father's there like, okay, well, now we're going to have an addition to the family. We need to go look around and find a bigger space, right? So now me and the father going around to find a bigger space. We find a space. The space is suitable for our living situation. It's affordable. It's close to this. It's next to that. Everything about it sounds like we should take this place, right? And then we go visit it. And as I'm walking around the place, I'm like, this ain't it. And the father's like, excuse me, this ain't it. and I can't provide any logical reasoning that would get the person to understand why I'm saying it. It's just a feeling, right? I'm that type of girl. So when I get a feeling about something, I don't care how good it sounds or how bad it sounds. I go with what I feel. I stand 10 toes down in my motherfucking feelings, right? So anywho, when everybody was coming to me with this tonight's conversation BS, I was just like, I have no interest in watching it. I don't know why. And I realized why I don't have interest in watching these type of podcasts and things like that. Me personally, in the Healing Hearts work, the Healing Hearts work is about the person who wants to heal. Everything outside of that has nothing to do with me. So if a person comes to a Healing Heart session about what they're going through with their boyfriend, whatever they're going through with the boyfriend have nothing to do with me. What has something to do with me is how they're showing up in that situation to make it better or make it worse. That's the only thing I care about. So when I see people sit on these like podcasts and tell you things like, ladies, see, the way that you keep a man is you have to be submissive, or they tell you why a man won't stay with you, or if they tell you you're a high valued woman, or if they tell you things that went on in situations that logically means it's gonna happen to you, and all of that bullshit irritates me. I do not know why. I just cannot. I cannot. Also, I also don't like it because I tend to always feel like them people that are sitting in those positions, they're doing more fuck shit than the people that they're advising, right? So I don't know, for whatever reason, I can't gravitate towards it, right? That's how I feel about Dr. Umar. As soon as I heard his voice, and again, in all fairness to him, I have not sat down and listened to anything he's actually said. The only thing I know that I hear him say a lot is, oh, these snow bunnies and breaking the black bloodline and opera. But even one time he was on a Breakfast Club, I swear to God, I got 4 minutes into the interview, and 3 of those 4, I was so busy in my phone, I didn't realize the interview was even fucking playing. And again, it's not because I particularly disagree with his message. It's just because something about him just don't feel right? You ain't writing your shit, right? So this young lady saying this is very sad, but for whatever reason, you see, it kind of, well, first of all, it's true. It's true. You are a deadbeat father. You are. Because thinking that you just have to send money as opposed to actually parenting makes you a deadbeat. I'm sorry to tell folks. When you think that you only have to provide financially, you are a deadbeat parent if that's what you're doing. I remember one time, I had watched there's a Pookie and then there's a Pookie Jr., right? So again, it was a phone conversation. I don't want to go too much into it because this is not my story to tell, but you could just see the guidance of a dad, right? The guidance of a dad, right? Not, listen, let me give you some money to solve the problem. Yo, let me buy you something. No, let me just give you some advice. Let me just have some conversations with you. Let me just mentor you, right? Because I'm your father and that's my job. So Dr. Umar, if you just sending your fucking checks every month, then you are a deadbeat dad. You are. Only financially providing for your children makes you a deadbeat parent, man or woman. So yes, Dr. Umar, go to hell. All right, Steph was explaining to me what happened with Anthony Edwards. She said Anthony Edwards told the girl he didn't want the baby. She kept her anyway. He said he wants nothing to do with her. He agreed to uphold his financial responsibility to the child and the mother, but that's it. Exactly. Another deadbeat parent. And I want to tell you something that I believe about when people Lord God knows. Again, just a feeling. I feel, this is just my feeling. I can give y'all the situations that is actually happening to support my claims, but I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to say this. I feel like when you opt out of your blessing, which is a child, no matter how and where it came from, you life don't be good for you after that. It don't be long either. I'm sorry. And I'll even use the opposite of that. It's some men that I know, they do so much fuck shit, but they such good fathers, so they always slip through the cracks. God always provide a way for them to be okay because they may have a fucked up husband, fucked up sons, fucked up fucking colleagues, fucked up fucking supervisors, but they are good fathers. And I think for that alone, God will bless you if you're a good parent because a child is a gift. A child is a gift from God, no matter how that child got here. So to sit up here and say you don't want to be bothered with the kid once it's here, that's nasty fucking work. Because I can even see you have so much disdain for the mother that while she pregnant, you're like, nah, fuck that bitch. I don't want to be bothered. Take this money, get away from me, because you don't want to be around her because the baby's not physically here, it's in her. But when the baby is actually physically here, you can still keep that mindset. It's demonic. And you're not a good person. You're not a good person. And because of that one blessing that you fumble, all the rest will crumble. All the rest will crumble. You have to take care of your children. And I take that so seriously that that carries over into my job. I always tell people, never, it's not one student on this planet in my 16 years of working for the New York City Department of Education that can say I mistreated them. Can a student say that they think I didn't like them? Of course. Of course, because there can be students that I deal with one way and students I deal with another. Like case in point, a student will come, oh, Miss Beyonce, can I charge my phone in here? Sure, my dear, you can. And then another student will come and ask that, and they don't get the same privilege because I don't share the same relationship with them. No, I don't want to be left in charge with your phone because we don't have that rapport and dialogue, right? But I always tell them, whether they feel like I like them or not, they could never tell you I mistreated them. And that doesn't even have anything to do with me just working for the school system. It has everything to do with my character. My character. It does not make me feel good to mistreat children. And I don't want that bad karma on me. I have nieces and nephews and plan to have my own kids someday. I want blessings for them in abundance, not them having to pay for the shit that I did to other people's kids. Absolutely not. So to sit up here, who is he, Stephanie? A basketball? Girl, I'm so tired of these fucking rich people thinking they above every fucking thing. So you could just opt out of being a parent for a child that you conceived. Go to hell. Go to hell. So again, back to Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar, I didn't have Dr. Umar to think about. I didn't have Dr. Umar to think about. Still don't got Dr. Umar to think about. And I think that Dr. Umar just got exposed. There's no thinking. I know that. Because even right there in your response to rebuttal, that was some bullshit right there. That was some bullshit right there. Talk about, oh, I pay my child support. What do you mean? Not when you go on all day, every day talking about the black families and us sticking together and you're not taking care of your kid. No. And Tiffany said it here. She said, a narcissist will always tell the truth. Damn shame. Oh, Steph, he's the postie they want. Girl. I can't. I can't. Then that's the poster. That's who they want to be the poster child for the NBA. No. I can't. But you know what? I hope these folks know what they're doing. I hope these folks know what they're doing. One thing about me, I am manifesting good karma, and I'm also conducting myself in such a way that I treat my people so beautifully good, and people that I don't know, I still try to treat as well as I possibly can, not knowing you. And people that I don't deal with or don't like, I don't treat them anyway because I don't business with them. But I ain't doing no mistreating out here. All right, we got to move along because I ain't got time to play with Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar could go to hell. I think like Steph said, you got exposed, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I just hate when you be up there yelling all that black power shit, knowing you full of fuck you shit. So yes. So Stephanie, you sent what's his name for his Healing Heart session while I talk to you guys about this guy. So happy March 9th, you guys. I'm not going into this conversation about why this man is in jail and all that. We already talked about this. I didn't review the Meg Thee Stallion documentary. I have no more energy for that. But I want to say this, and if this means that I'm not a girl's girl, or if this means that like I'm not a good person, then I guess I'm going to have to be labeled as that for saying this. I don't give a damn what else happens with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is talented as fuck. So if Tory Lanez is going to be dropping music, I'm going to be listening to it. Okay? Over and out. Anywho, Tory Lanez alleges he protected Megan Thee Stallion from jail on new album. On Tory Lanez's new album, Peterson, he uses an AI-generated clip of Donald Trump calling for his freedom. Today, Tory Lanez dropped off his new album, Peterson. He recorded the project from prison over the course of 3 weeks, opening up about his legal battle and more. Unsurprisingly, he also goes after Meg Thee Stallion. These two have an obsession with each other. I think they should just get together. Oh, look at Steph, free little Tory. Yes, I think Tory and Meg should just get together because this level of passion about another human being is a little scary. So anyway, he goes after Meg Thee Stallion, we know, who he's convicted of shooting in 2020 on My Shayla. He used an AI-generated clip of Donald Trump calling for his release. They made him the poster child for unprotecting a Black woman, the fake U.S. president says, but the irony of it is he protected 2 Black women that night, one from going to jail and one from getting shot. I think it's time you let that boy back outside. Lanez later goes on to reference Meg's lawsuit against gossip blogger Milagro Grams, who she accuses of churning out falsehoods about the shooting case. In December, the Hiss Rappers team alleged that they have proof he paid Grams to trash online. I'm sick of Milagro Grams. Anyway, Rock Nation coming from Milagro, Lane says, if I was petty, I would countersue because I got evidence. As expected, Meg's fans aren't happy about all of this and have been quick to fire back. Pause. Tory Lanez, if you wanted to be petty, Tory Lanez, I don't like that part. You know why I don't like that part about you having evidence? This is the same fuck boy shit you tried to get on with in that trial and lost, bitch. So don't be coming here talking about, no, you got this in the bag and you know what you could do. You ain't no fool. You try to say you don't want to be petty. No, you ain't doing it again because you know you pushed your motherfucking hand the last time you caught a bid. Okay? You can't keep coming like you got shit on top and then keep fucking the game up. And more importantly, fucking yourself. Because if you would have just pled guilty to this and went on about your business and got your law probation, whatever they were trying to give you, 1 to 3, whatever. No, you stood 10 toes down. Now you talk about you ain't going to release some evidence because you don't want to be petty. No, you ain't going to release that evidence because you know Rock Nation going to get on your motherfucking head top and make you have to serve more time than you already serving. So I think, anywho, let me finish. They accused him of harassing the femc even from behind bars. In January, she was granted a restraining order against Tory Lanez following an emotional testimony. Meg is far from the only person Lanez calls out on his new album. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, Tory. I think you and Megla is in love with each other. I honestly do, because every minute, every second, you said something about her. She said something about you. Y'all back in the course. Y'all outside the course. She getting emotional when she got to talk about you. You getting angry when you got to talk about her. This level of passion might suggest y'all need to just get together. Y'all need to. Breaking Cycle said little Tory is crazy. Y'all need to just get together because all of this, come on, move on. Stop saying stuff about this girl. Move on. Don't entertain her. Don't do your big. Come home and make your music, because if nothing else, you are so talented. You are so freaking talented. So come on. This irritates me when I keep seeing y'all go back and forth because y'all make me think y'all like each other still. Come on. However, he also slams his former attorney, Sean Hawley, who quit shortly before his trial. Lanez implies that she was allegedly paid by Meg's management company, Rock Nation. He also accuses her of intentionally losing my bail hearings and working for my accuser. Hawley previously denied these allegations. Mr. Peterson brought these meritless claims to the state bar over a year ago, and they were summarily rejected, and the matter was promptly closed. You see what they said? They called your claims meritless. That's what I mean. Like, you keep coming like your shit is 10 toes down, but then, Tory, you don't be landing the plane and you be fucking yourself in the end. And then I'm still a little annoyed that time when you punched up August Alfucking on camera and on line say you didn't do it. So when they saying your claims is meritless, I kind of low-key believe them because you do have the track record to be on some bullshit. We seen it in come full fucking circle. Anyway, his actions to publicize this failed effort are likely tied to the appeal of his criminal conviction, for which I wish him well. At the time of writing, Megan Thee Stallion has not addressed Lanez's new album publicly. Yeah, I wish y'all to stop. I this is a very intense level of passion. Like, what is going on? What is going on? Because this is every minute you with this girl, she with you. Listen, I thought when the case was over, y'all was over. Yes, Tory is giving Irv Gotti vibes. And I'm not gonna lie to it's her too. It's her too. But see, she's slick. What she makes it seem like it's not her, it's her management, it's Rock Nation. It's you too. Every time you do a show, you mentioning his name. Girl, move on. Let that go. But I'm gonna tell you something, and Meg, this I told you need to heal her hearts, and I told you this a long time ago. That's an Aquarius trait, though. That's an Aquarius trait, and I'm an Aquarius woman. I can attest to it. When we are hurt about something and we don't feel that it was properly addressed or healed, we can hold on to it for dear life. What I learned on my healing journey is that I don't need the person to heal me, and I don't need nothing from them to be healed. So that's why I'm no longer like that. But I used to be the same. I could talk about something for years. You like, oh my God, come on, DJ. We know they was dead wrong. We got it. We get it. Good. Okay. They pissed you off. All right. Okay. All right. And they never said nothing. And they never came back. And you know what I'm saying? Only because, yes, we are very emotional people. So we can harbor a lot of feelings about something. And Lord knows, I'm just so happy I'm freed from that. And again, that takes you getting on the healing journey. You have to get on the healing journey. You have to get on the healing journey, because once you get on that, it frees you up from all of that heavy bullshit. Because I'm telling you right now, if I was Meg Thee Stallion, I would never, first of all, I would have been pissed off that they asking me to testify, because I really don't want to be bothered. This is between LA fucking County and Tory fucking Lanez. Leave me out of it. But okay, let me go testify. Boo hoo 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 hoo. I got whatever I got in my foot that I stepped on. But I don't know what the fuck happened with that. Anywho, and then I would have left, and you would have never heard. I swear to God, it would have been to a point when I go on interviews and they bring his name. I'm sorry, who is that? I have no recollection. Yes, because when you give somebody that much energy, they live rent free in your head. They live in your spirit. So I think them two is in love. I think they in love, and they should just go on back and be a couple. I'm tired of the fuck shit. But anywho, I don't give a fuck what Tory do. I'm listening to that album. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all heard it here first. It don't have nothing to do with me not being a girl's girl. It don't have nothing to do with me siding with him and wanting me. I ain't got nothing to do with that bullshit. Them people is a couple anyway, if you ask me secretly. What I do care about is I love the music. The boy is talented, and I'm going to fucking listen. Fuck y'all. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Hit the thumbs up. You have to hit the thumbs up on this video. Hit the thumbs up on this video. Listen to me, okay? Tonight is the motherfucking night. Tonight is the night. My girl Portia will be returning back to reality TV, and we're going to be up there with our eyes glued to the screen to see the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because them bitches bringing pain and pressure. The bitches got good BBLs, good wigs, good skin, good teeth. I'm here for that. They got bags, they got cars. I don't like watching no reality TV with no broke hoes. That irritates me. Okay? So listen, we tapped in and locked in, and we are watching Real Housewives of Atlanta tonight at 8 p.m. We locked to the screen, so you got an hour. Go make your food. Go get ready so we can do what we got to do. In the meantime, in between time, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video, ladies and gentlemen. Happy March motherfucking 9th. Make sure y'all listen to a Biggie song for me and go out with a hey.